Wingham Wildlife Park.
Right, so for the past 2 months, myself, Scott and Luke have been getting ready for a trip to Vietnam. Now I know how it's going to look, like a holiday, but I've got news for Scott and Luke. This trip is going to be packed to the brim. So originally I actually had one afternoon set for relaxing on the beach in Dong Hoi, but an opportunity came up to go see the sort of local area and go have a look around the wet market and all that sort of stuff. So that afternoon is gone, so there's no downtime at all. But anyway, it's work, so it's fine. So we are going to be doing a few different things, moving around different parts of the country, and we're going to be doing some time in the jungle as well. So it's going to be 3 days in sort of one area of the jungle where we're going to be staying in the forest overnight for 2 nights. So one of those is going to be in a ranger station. So there I think we're just going to be sleeping on the floor. And then the other night is going to be sleeping in hammocks in just under the starlight. So there's going to be some tarpaulin over us, but that's about it. There's no tents or anything like that. So I've actually been camping in Vietnam before, but that was more like glamping. When I say more like glamping, it was glamping. We had a big fan and warm water for showers and all that sort of stuff, electricity. We've got none of that when we're staying in the jungle here. It's not camping like that. It's going to be, well, roughing it a little bit. No shower, no toilet. That's the only thing that's going to be a little bit. No electricity. So we're going to have our cameras and things which we're going to be charging from battery packs. But other than that, it's, yeah, we're going to be out there with an expedition of, I think there's going to be 20 of us all together. So we're going to join them for doing a little bit of camera trap footage retrieval and things like that. But to get to where we're actually camping, it's going to take us, I think, at least 5 hours of trekking. So you're probably wondering why I'm getting all flustered and out of breath. So if you know me, you'll know that I really like eating. I love Coca-Cola. I don't like exercising. And I spend most of my day sitting in front of a computer. So I don't want to be that guy at the back breathing like Darth Vader, like I always do on the cameras anyway. So that's why I'm trying to do a little bit of exercise in to see how much I get. I don't know. I've meant to have joined the gym, but I've only been twice in the last like 4 weeks or whatever, so it's not looking good. But anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll tell you a little bit more about the trip in a little while. But we've been doing a lot of preparing. So Scott, of course, he was scared of needles or injections, and he reckons that he isn't anymore. In fact, he doesn't even feel it. So I've got some footage for you to look at and tell me if you think this is the face of a man who doesn't feel an injection anymore. It's one of my favourite videos I've seen of Scott. I think it's brilliant. But anyway, I digress. It's going to be a lot of work. Not much downtime. It's going to be very hot, very sweaty, a lot of walking, and not really much time to enjoy the country. But I think it's going to be a really, really good trip. One of the great things is that we're actually going to see gibbons in the wild in the morning. I've done that before, and it's one of the most magical things I've done in the wild. So I can't wait to do that and take Luke and Scott along, and of course take you along as well. So we'll be recording the whole lot, and let's go down to the tropical house and tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be doing in Vietnam. That didn't go quite as cool as I was hoping it would look, but I'm okay. Stop. Noisy birds. So as you can see, things have changed a little bit since I last did the video, and that is not by design. So I'd actually filmed this video here before, quite a while ago actually, but the problem is that even though the GoPros are really good quality, and I'm really glad that we've got them for documenting this trip, the quality goes downhill a little bit when you're doing it this time of day, where the light is sort of going from sort of bright to a little bit shadowy. So I thought the footage would be fine, so I threw away my script and deleted it. I don't know why I thought I had to delete it, but I did. And then when I compared it to some of the other footage which I've already got, it turns out it looked absolutely awful. So here I am, back again, just sort of ad-libbing it as I go along, which is a shame, because in the last video I had some cool little interactions with Becky and with Gok, and we saw the Vietnamese pheasant, which he was here a minute ago. Oh, he's just over there, so he probably walked past my little other camera that I've got set up, so we'll see. I'll try and interact with the birds in a little bit, but I wanted to talk a little bit about why we're actually doing this trip. So obviously, as you know from the video which I embarrassingly ended a minute ago, by the way, if you've ever heard of a band called OK Go, they do really cool music videos with treadmills where they make it look so easy that you can just swish along these different treadmills. I thought I'd try that, so the idea was to stop moving, slide off the back of the treadmill and then exit stage right. That didn't happen. I nearly fell over and looked like an idiot, but it's all good fun. So yeah, Vietnam. So we're actually now at a stage where this is really last minute, because we are going tomorrow. In fact, we're flying in well, it must be 25 hours or so. So I'm going to check into the flight in a minute, see if I can do that. Otherwise I'll do it tomorrow morning. We've already reserved seats, so it should be fine. But yeah, so we're flying over to Vietnam. We're starting off in Hanoi. Let's see if I can... Whoop. Hello, mate. So yeah, so we're starting off in Hanoi. So it's just an easy place for us to fly into, but also we are going to visit Halong Bay, which is an area that I've always wanted to go to anyway. It's I think a double UNESCO World Heritage Site, and yeah, so that's just going to sort of set the scene a little bit for what the potential natural beauty of Vietnam is. Then we're going to be moving down the country to Dong Hoi, and from there we're going to be heading into the jungle. So I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of the national park. Well, there's actually two national parks that we're going to, but I'll put the names up down here somewhere. And then while we're in Vietnam, I will try to learn how to say those names, because I don't want to butcher them on film right now. So that's going to be happening. We're going to be spending 2 nights in the forest, and we're going to go there to see the site that we're going to be supporting. So it's a really nice area in the mountain range down there, and even though we're going to be supporting in a sort of roundabout way the Vietnamese pheasant, which if you've watched some of our lockdown live streams, you'll know all about the Vietnamese pheasant, but they're not actually the target species for this project. So the target species is going to be the Vietnamese crested argus, which again I'll put a little photo up. It'll be nice if we get to see them. Getting to see them in the wild is going to be difficult, so they're not as sort of endangered as the Vietnamese pheasants, where obviously we're not even entirely sure if there's any left in the wild anyway. Although we are going to go see the Vietnamese pheasant breeding centre, well, fingers crossed. But yeah, the crested argus is endangered, but there are still some about. So that's the species that we're going to be focusing on. There's not any zoos that are working with this species in the wild. Our best bet for seeing them is actually going to be at Saigon Zoo. So at the moment we're trying to get a meeting with the guys over there to see if we can see their breeding centre, because I think they've got like 30 or 40 birds there, which is very impressive. They've got sort of the biggest collection of Vietnamese crested argus in captivity. And yeah, it'd be nice if we can sort of unify that project with the other project that we're going to be doing out there, which is going to be supporting the habitat, protecting the habitat, and supporting the people locally as well. So quite often when it comes to rural communities and conservation work, they get the sort of short end of the stick and they catch all the blame, but often it's sort of the greed of richer nations who want things like ivory, they want things like weird bushmeats and all that sort of stuff, whereas the rural communities in those areas, they just want to live, they just want to support their families, so they're catching these animals for the trade, but also they are catching those animals to feed their families. So part of what we're going to be doing as well with this project is supporting them and educating them in alternative means of supporting their families, so different agriculture and things that they can get involved with. So it's something that we've done before with the project in Uganda and also in Colombia as well. So we did it with the night monkeys with the dried chili. It's that sort of thing. Just trying to give them some alternatives and give the local people some options. But also we're supporting rangers who are going to be doing bi-monthly snare removal patrols. So we're actually hopefully going to see one of those patrols while we're there and help them with doing that side of that work. And also another thing which they're going to be doing while we're there is checking camera traps. So we're actually purchasing, I want to say for the first 2 years, 25 camera traps a year. And then they'll be in service for many years after that. And that includes the cost of trying to survey the results of that, which I think they're going to do that twice a year in the first year. So to do 50 surveys across the 25 cameras, and then the second year I think they're only going to do it once, because again we've just got enough money going over there for 50 surveys, which means that each camera will get done once, which is absolutely fine. They're fine out there in the jungle for a year. I mean, you might have a few go down, a couple go down, but they're generally pretty good. See if I can get this guy while I'm here. Ooh, I need to get used to this rig thing again. So the Vietnamese pheasant, he's over there. We're not going to see them in the wild. If we do, that'll be a major scientific breakthrough. Hopefully we do get to see them, but I don't think we will. So as I said, they haven't been seen in the wild for many, many years. But yeah, so that just gives you an overview of what we're going to be doing. So next time you'll be seeing a video of myself will be tomorrow. So when I meet up with the lads in the morning, so it's going to be myself, Scott and Luke, and we'll have some breakfast to make sure we've got everything sorted, because to get into Hong Kong we still need to do a rapid response test for COVID, so we just need to check that and make sure that all of our vaccination records and things are all up to date for COVID. And then then we can go up, fly from Heathrow Terminal 3, and then next time you'll see us after that, we'll be in Hanoi getting ready to see the gorgeous Halong Bay. I can't say I'm sad about we're going to be heading there. I've always wanted to go. It looks absolutely beautiful, and yeah, it's going to be nice for us to share the project with you, share the beautiful countryside, and share the sort of lovely people of Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam before, and it's an area that we've always felt really safe and really enjoyed. The people are there, absolutely lovely. And yeah, hopefully, actually while I'm here I might see if I can get some more shots of the birds. If I do, I probably won't do it now. I'll like intersperse them with videos of me talking, because it's, who wants to watch me talk for, well, by now it's probably about 15-20 minutes. So anyway, see you again soon in Vietnam. See you later. Also, why did I just do a stupid wink thing? That was stupid, wasn't it? I won't do that again, I promise, don't worry. See you later.
How it's supposed to feel.
Thank you.
So a bit leather. Isn't it?
He's taking a little bit too far.
He's done it literal for you, isn't he? That's what we're waiting for. I think we've been waiting for his bacon.
Yeah.
Bit of leather, like I said, well done.
You have so many breakfasts.
Every day. Trying to keep up my figure.
No breakfast like this in Vietnam.
In Borneo, you can get chow mein for breakfast. Oh, like that.
Chow mein for breakfast?
Yeah, they do chow mein for breakfast. It's well nice.
That'd be banging. Breakfast with a chow mein.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, not Vietnamese.
have a go. You excited at the moment?
I'm excited. I'm nervous about getting you in the country, but
Well, that's alright, isn't it?
oh, gone too far.
What about it?
I might not use it, but
That's why I've slowed down.
Yeah.
I want you to do something eat like you don't.
I'm spinning it all down.
I wonder why you weren't going your baby bit.
Nice and slow.
So I'm just checking us in for the flight. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because the boys are just outside, and I've realised that I can pre-request meals. So let's get Luke's booking up, and let's see what options do we have. Let's have a look. So vegetarian, you won't like that. Bland, what does that mean? Low fat, low fiber, low flavor. Child meal. Low salt. Diabetic, gluten free. Low lactose, no beef. Vegan raw meal. What is that? Raw fruits and vegetables along with fresh pure vegetable juice. You definitely like that. Liquid meal. Let's have a look. Fruit platter. Fruit consists purely of fruit components such as fresh fruit, fruit compote, fruit desserts, and juices. Well, I'll request that. Right, I'm going to request this for the second flight, which is only 2.5 hours. So we should have eaten by then already. And if he really kicks off, which he might, because we've got a 12.5 hour flight before that, a fruit meal I'll be quite happy with. I don't think he'll like it though. So, request. Bon appetit, Luke. See how that goes.
Did you sleep alright?
That's the day I slept on.
I've had about 2 hours kick.
I slept like a baby.
No, I had about 2 hours.
I think my phone's been sending electric back to the grid though. This is what, last night I've got less electricity on than now than I did last night.
They're picking it up, yeah.
I think you've been charging
On an egg.
Breakfast. What's your first impressions of Vietnam?
Right. Busy, isn't it?
Well busy last night. I think Scott's a bit unsure about breakfast.
But it's open.
Not an adventurous eater, are you?
Rice for breakfast seems a bit strong.
But it makes sense. Most important meal of the day, isn't it? Spring roll for breakfast is nice, though.
They're really nice, aren't they?
Spring roll.
Yeah, my second big, mate.
This on record, Scott, Mr. Jungle Tucker Trial King. What are you going to eat?
All of it.
Yeah.
What are you going to eat? All of it.
So you're going to eat this?
No.
Going to eat this?
No.
This?
Maybe.
This?
What is that? Big mouth. I'll eat that.
You don't want to eat it?
He'll eat that.
Right. Yeah.
Rice. I know the rice.
I'm going to try a bit of everything.
What's that?
You're right, you like that. Wait,
Oh, it's not on the top. Shit.
That's not up.
That's my excuse. For views. Fucking peps on that one.
That's much better.
Now what they need all the way down is a slide. Taking a video of royalty getting off the boat. Right, wasn't it? It's got showing off again.
Taking a photo of a video.
Haven't even leveled out yet. So I just wanted to finish this first little video because this is going to be sort of a mini series, probably only maybe the 2 or 3 episodes I would have thought. So maybe this first one might have been a little bit longer. I don't know how it will all sort of edit together until I do that, but this seems like a really sort of nice place to stop, at least this first one, just because we are now in Dong Hoi. I might have had my finger over the microphone, so that might have been a bit muffled, but anyway, so we're in Dong Hoi at the moment. So tomorrow we're going to be heading off to see our first sort of real wildlife. So we're going to be heading to the Vietnamese pheasant breeding centre, which we're really excited about, and that's going to be really nice to see. So at the moment Scott and Luke are up there somewhere in the hotel. I thought I'll just pop out and do this little piece just to explain where we're going to go from here, and then we're going to be going to the national park the day after that, which again we're really looking forward to. That's where the more sort of adventurous part of this trip is going to start. So we've sampled life in Hanoi, and we've gone to Halong Bay, which hopefully, not hopefully, we will have put that video in before this, so you would have seen how amazing that was. It's really gorgeous there. I did a little Facebook live from there as well, so a few people got treated to Halong Bay in the morning, and we saw some really nice fishing eagles. I think they were fishing eagles. I'll have to see actually. I meant to have a look because I've got a little guidebook with me. I meant to have a look to see what sort of bird that was, so I'll probably put, as you might have already seen a clip of it, but we'll see. But yeah, it's really good so far. Really beautiful country, just as nice as I remember. Very hectic, very busy. Food's lovely, so we've just had dinner now actually. People are lovely, and yeah, it's just really nice place. If you're ever thinking of somewhere to go that's affordable but very exotic, I would highly recommend Vietnam. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. So as you saw from the trip to Halong Bay, some of the countryside here is unparalleled to anywhere else in the world. It's absolutely gorgeous over there, and my legs are still knackered, my calves are absolutely ruined, so hopefully I feel better by 2 days time, which is when we're going to be doing our sort of trek through the jungle. I don't know how I'm going to feel with it. I don't know how Scott's going to feel with it, because his his bag is really causing him some problems with his back. So yeah, it's going to be quite a heavy bag, because we've got to have sort of camping equipment, sleeping equipment for 2 nights. So they said it's quite cold at night in there at the moment, so we've got sleeping bags and a few days worth of clothing and things like that, and I've got a few biscuits and things from UK as well to share with them, because we're going to be eating their lovely food in the evenings. But yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely lovely. A real eye-opener, and we're going to see some real wildlife as well. So the treat for us there, I think, is probably going to be the gibbons in the morning. I can't wait for that. I've done that before, as I think I've said before, and it's an amazing thing to be able to do. They're a type of white cheek gibbon over there, I think. So yeah, so we can't wait. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully you've enjoyed the video or videos. I don't know how it's going to edit out so far. I'm probably just going to be the one video so far, and enjoy what's to come. And hopefully you're enjoying joining us on this journey, because it's really quite an adventure for us, and we really appreciate the opportunity to have been able to do this and share it with you. So yeah, see you again soon in the jungle.
Wingham Wildlife Park.